Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm opening another one of the nature series. Let's see what's inside. I am excited. I've only done one other one, so let's see what is... Did I get another one that I wanted already? It might be the fish. There's two fish. Two koi fish to be exact. Oh, I think I did. Let's see. Wooden crate pond. I got it. That's pretty awesome. So the ones I wanted to see the most were the frog and the koi fish. And looks like I got this one. Fish number 1. So those are the two I already have. And I do kind of want to see some of the veggies. I don't really care about the flowers too much, but I will definitely be doing a bunch of these. There's our water. Oh, how cute. This is what he looks like up close. That's adorable. I wonder if the other koi fish, I haven't looked close enough, is the same color, like the exact same look. It's just in a different bowl. I'll have to look at the checklist, see if you could tell. But here's the plant. Also have tweezers. And the legs for the display case. Of course, the rocks. What else am I missing? Is that it? Yeah, I think so. All right, let's clean up and start building it. Under closer inspection, yes, the fish are different. This one has a little bit of white. This one doesn't. And this is the one we're making today. And here are the steps. So we're adding just a thin layer of rocks and the fish and probably the plant and curing that, and then you add all the rest and cure it again, and they do that because of the air bubble situation. So let's just kind of loosely place everything in there. I might put the fish in the plant and cure it, and then maybe add a rock around it just so it doesn't move. If I could get the fish out of the bag. Ah. Okay, there we go. How adorable. That would be cool. Ooh, I just had a thought. What if they had like an aquarium series where there was like bigger ones instead of little things like this, like bigger ones that you can add all sorts of plants to? How awesome would that be? That would be really cool. Okay, so he's very tiny and cute. You can see some details on him, but the stand is very low profile. I want to see how big the rocks are to him. Like, do I want them like that at the very bottom? Or do I want rocks built up underneath him? I'm not quite sure. These are pretty flat rocks, but let's just put some in here first. Yeah, I think that would probably look cool. Because otherwise, I would have to use all of these. Put him in, and then add more rocks to hide the stand. Let me think about this for a minute. I think what I might do, there's a nice flat rock right here that I can set him on. And then I'll decide where I want that. I guess I could set this down first, like I did with the last one. And then I'll save that flat rock to put the fish on. Because there's not too many rocks in here. This is the majority of them. So I don't think it's supposed to be like a ton. But I do want them to lay covering the bottom. So I think I'm gonna dump all those out. The resin is the same as the other resin from the, what was it, frog? So I'm just going to use what I have left over to try to condense on how many bottles I have, and I'm just gonna put a little dot in the corner. Don't need much at all. And I'm gonna cure the plant first. That way I don't have so many things moving around at once. I like it right here in the corner. And that way there's still room to build up the rocks, and then we'll put the fish in there too. I think it might be easier if I break it down in steps like this. Okay, I have it tucked in the corner. And I just started laughing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna dump out all the rocks and sort through them. I don't know if you can see that, but there's legit sprinkles in here and something dark. This is at the end of the bag. Like what? There's party sprinkles in here. That's kind of funny. Okay. So I'm going to try to put some of the bigger rocks in there. I guess you can always do an initial layer and then layer it up if you need to. I just realized I don't remember where my flat rock was. I thought I set it aside and then I didn't. This is kind of flat. Oh well, I guess. We'll see. We'll continue on. I'm gonna make a real thin layer in here. Guess you could leave it so that you can see the bottom, but I might just cover it like that. Well, that's a good one. I might use that. And then you can always come back and add individual rocks if you want. I probably should be using my tweezers so I can get in there. And I think I want the fish here. I don't want them completely under the plant, but I think that's cute because they're still, it's high enough or low enough that the water will cover him. And then I can take these little rocks and kind of fill in those holes so you don't really see the bottom of the crate. I'm gonna try really hard not to move it because I think the fish will fall over if I do, but taking these tiny ones and just tossing them anywhere I see a hole. And again, I might layer some more of those after that initial, oop, that ricocheted. The initial, no! The initial curing. I like these sharp tweezers. You can really get back there. Because if I had to do this with my hand, as you see, it would be bumped everywhere. So I have that root covered up. I think that looks good. Trying to avoid the sprinkles. Oh, they should have gave fish food. You could have sprinkled fish food on top. Maybe that's what the sprinkles are. Just kidding. All right. That's probably good, right? Okay, I'm gonna start adding resin a little at a time. I might just put like a drop around the fish and cure it. I'm a little shocked they didn't give us a nozzle for this. I guess I could always just use one I already have, but I think I'm gonna cure this and then come back and lift the leaves up because I'm scared if I do it now, it might move all those rocks. So I will cure that and be back. I was able to cure that spot, so I don't think the koi fish is gonna move anymore. Now I'm gonna add another thin layer. The goal is to cover just the top of the rocks, essentially. You can let it set there a little bit if you want, so any air comes up to the surface and you can pop it. But once you have that sealed, you shouldn't really have any issues with air bubbles. So I'm shoving that way back there. And then I'm going to put some under here. If you just take your time with it, it'll be fine. Now, if you're curing resin in layers, you can see like a cure line. But since this isn't like a glass bowl, I don't think it's going to be an issue. But again, if you just start with that thin layer, you're not going to be able to see it if you're just at the top of the rocks. So with that being added in there, I can now, I do see the root a little bit, so I'm going to add perhaps these bigger ones in front of the plant back here. Just to kind of hide that. And then there's still tiny ones if you want to go in and fill any other spaces. But you can really spend a lot of time doing this, building it up in certain areas to kind of give it dimension. It's a lot of fun. But I will cure that, and then we're just going to dump a bunch of resin in and fill it up as high as it goes. This is what it's looking like so far. Everything seems to be stuck down, and I think it's safe to add the rest of the resin. I'll probably have to open that other bottle, I would imagine. I am a bit surprised. It didn't feel like there was much resin in here, but I was able to make almost 2 full sets with the same bottle. I'm going to fill mine up pretty high. I don't remember what it said to fill it up to on there. But I want it to look like the fish is under a decent amount of water. But there is a lot of bubbles in here. I will pop as many as I can. Trying not to drip any of this on the leaves, or else you're going to see water spots. I'm just going to let it hang out like this for a while until there's no more left. I got everything out of that other bottle, but we're about probably a little over halfway full. So I'm going to open this new one and start adding the resin. I've noticed some of the air bubbles are popping and other ones are staying at the top. So if you want to leave some little ones in there, you can. I think that would be cute. But sometimes they do develop naturally. So I'm going to probably poke all the ones that I see with a toothpick. And let this level out a little bit. Letting it set, they will kind of rise typically. And sometimes pop on their own. Getting close. It's not as high in the back. I'm going to tilt it back a little bit so the resin can start to nestle in some of those crevices and settle. It's more time consuming than I thought. It's really just patience to make sure it goes smoothly. But I think so far, I think that was a pretty good idea to set the plant in there first and then work on the rest of it. I think that did probably make it a little bit easier. I think that's as high as I can really get the resin. So I'm going to start popping some of these. Though I do hope there's some tiny ones that stay, because I think that'll look cute. And then if you have anything you need to redirect, just stick your toothpick back there. Kind of guide it. Just make sure it's on a level area and sitting for a while before you cure it. That way you don't have like uneven water. But I think this looks pretty good. So let me cure it and I'll be back to show you an up close view. As careful as I was, you see that big old air bubble back there? Tried sneaking up. Well, it didn't try. It successfully snuck up. Yeah, that thing's huge. At least it's not like real close, because I've had them when we did the aquariums or the little fish tanks, them come up around the fish, and I hate that. At least it's like kind of hidden, depending on how you look at it. But otherwise, I think it turned out good. There are a few super tiny ones, but I think that makes it look realistic, so I did not pop those. But this guy, like, what the heck? Where were you hiding? So sometimes you can be as careful as can be, and they still sneak up on you. But overall, I think this is an awesome build. And I bet a lot of people are going to do really cool customs and stuff with these fish ponds and tanks and all that. But happy to have my favorite two. I do have several more, so follow along to see what I get. I give this a 9 out of 10, I think, for this series. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.